Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a girl, the Coxie Empire. Thank you so much for coming back to this channel. Thank you so much for your subscription. As many as have not subscribed, why? Please subscribe to my channel, please. I promise you, I'm going to give you top-notch content back to back. I promise. Okay? Thank you so much in advance. So guys, as you can see from today's title, we'll be discussing 10 fun learning activities you can do with your kids who are 5 years and below. Please ignore the noise on the background, please. Thank you so much. So please, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes because of course I had to do some research. Okay, so this list of things, activities you can do is not according to any order. You can do any one that suits your child, that suits your environment. And these activities are activities that can be done at home with your kids. If you have children 5 years and below, these are activities that are going to be very suitable for them. But if your kids are below 2 years, please, they will need so much supervision. So please, you have to be there, or an adult needs to be there. But if they are older than that, then maybe they can do that with their friends, with their siblings, with other kids and all that. So number one activity is numbers and letter recognition. Numbers and letter recognition. You can use videos, you can use rhymes, you can use flashcards, you can use charts, whatever you can use to teach them numbers and letter recognition. You can turn it into a song, whatever you can do, but just make sure that the aim is to teach them to recognize their letters or their numbers. Number two, sorting. What do I mean by sorting? There are different items. You can place them on a tray or in a bowl and then have them sort them out. Now, this sorting can be done with different items. For instance, you can use grains, okay, like beans. You can use white grains, brown grains, just to be sure that the child is able to differentiate between the grains. You can also use pom-poms. Let me show you. Pom-poms. Put them in the bowl. Let the child sort out the different colors into different plates or different whatever you want to use. So sorting is a very fun learning activity you can do at home, and the child is not even aware that they are learning. They are having fun. They think it's play, but they are actually learning. Number three, spooning. What do I mean by spooning? You have a tray, you have two bowls, and you have a grain. This is rice in one of the bowls. Now, how do you teach a child spooning? This is a spoon. If you noticed, I didn't use a child-sized spoon. I used a big spoon because at this age, from the age of 2, we are trying to build their hand muscles. We are trying to build pincer grip for them to be able to have solid grip of their pencils by the time they start to write. So if your child has started writing, but you notice that the child has difficulties with pencil grip, the right way to hold their pencils and writing in general, or you are just basically training your child to be able to write properly or to start writing, this is a fun activity you can do that can help you achieve that. Now you get the child to hold the pencil. Now this is because I'm an adult, it looks very suitable, but if a 2-year-old child or a 3-year-old child is holding this, you actually understand that this is actually bigger than their hand, so they need a little more skill to hold it. So you get them to hold it this way, not too close, just a little far away. They scoop from this bowl to another, they scoop until everything from this bowl is finished, and they repeat it from this way to the other way. Now, it's because it's an adult doing it. By the time you start doing this with your child, you will notice that some children cannot even scoop grains this quantity. They can't even scoop this quantity from this bowl, no matter how close it is. to display without spilling all over. Some kids, you will see it's pouring like this before it gets to the other bowl. It's much. So by the time you have repeated these activities severally, your child would have learned eye-hand coordination, because it takes eye-hand coordination to do this. He or she must have also learned to hold the pencil and even spoon during eating properly, because a lot of them hold it like this at this stage, or a lot of other ways. So this is a fun learning, one of the fun learning activities you can do with your kids at home. Next is coloring activities. Get a printout, and for beginners, I always recommend that you use larger images that don't require small spaces, because this child is just learning to hold crayon, pencil, whatever it is. This child is just learning grip and building his hand muscles, even the wrist and all that. So please give them enough space, give them larger images, larger pictures, especially for children between 2 to 3 years old. From 4, you can give them pictures they can have smaller boxes, smaller spaces to color. But from 2 to 3 years old, even below 2, please give them large spaces to color on. You will see that by the time you start, you will notice that, oh, it's not just coloring, it's not just fun. The child is learning, and before you know it, you see that your child will be able to, with writing becomes faster for the child. I don't know if you understand me. Next is stringing of beads. I don't know if you can use any other material for stringing, but I have always used beads to teach my kids. So what do we have? This is a fishing line, I guess. That's what it's called for people who do beads. So you get your beads of different sizes. I'm trying to get the one I already prepared. Oh my god, sorry guys. So you get the beads, you get a string. Prepare the string by closing up the beneath, and then you have your string. Don't make it too long. If the kids are younger, don't make it too long. As the child progresses, you can increase the length of the fishing line, but the smaller the child, the smaller, or when the child begins, let the child begin with a smaller rope, so that with a shorter rope, so that as the child progresses, you can get. And then for the beads, please, you start with big holes, very big holes from the beginning. Then you move on. Can you see the progress? And then I have really smaller beads too. So as the child progresses, you reduce the size of the beads. Okay, so what do you ask the child to do? You give the child a target. If it is 10 beads or 5 beads in 1 minute, 10 beads in 2 minutes, as the child progresses, you know what to do. So you have the child put it in and let it go down. Because you've secured the end, it will not fall off. Now, it's very easy because it's an adult doing it. If you give your kids, you will realize how much work it is. Now, this activity also helps the kids learn eye-hand coordination. I've seen kids struggle to get this. You will see their hands begin to shake, and before they get this into this hole. So please try it. Please, I want feedback. If you try these activities, please come and give me feedback in the comment section. Let me know, how did it go? Did you notice any learning? Okay, next, number 6, picture reading. You can just download pictures of, for instance, if you want to teach your child about animals, or about say animals or food, or anything you want the child to learn about. What you do is you can just go on the internet, download pictures of different animals, or download pictures of different food, clothing, whatever you want the child to learn about. Colorful ones, print them out and bring them. And then you take the child through each and every one of them, teaching the child to say the name of the animals and to identify them. That is one very fun learning activity, and you'll be amazed at what that is going to lead to. Number 7, storytelling. Pick short stories, age appropriate stories, please. When you go to the bookshop, pick age appropriate stories. You know, there is a reason why there is story for a particular age, because the vocabularies are broken down to suit the child's age. Please don't do big stories with big words that the child doesn't understand, because the aim here is to build the child's vocabulary. So please don't pick big words, pick age appropriate stories. You can read them at bedtime with the child, have the child go through the pages with you, every page, seeing the pictures. You know, lots of story books these days carry illustrations, so let the child get to see the illustration. You can also demonstrate. Please make the story as real as possible. Put life to the story. Don't just read like you are reading a newspaper. Remember, you are reading to a child. Next, molding using the Play-Doh. You can get your kids very creative by getting them Play-Doh, or you can make them at home. You can make your own Play-Doh at home. That way you get to have different colors for the kids to play with. Get them creative. Make them, tell them, oh, today we are going to make a doll. Today we want to make a doll, or today we want to mold mommy, or want to mold daddy today. You know, you will be amazed at what the kids can come up with. So get your children's mind, you know, let them open up their mind, spark up that thinking from a very young age. Let them be able to, you know, come up with something. That is the aim of all this. Instead of just abandoning them and to the TV, and then they just keep watching the television until they lose concentration altogether. Next is sand activity. Now, this sand activity are of different types. There are lots of activities you can do with sand with your kids. But first of all, get the sand. You can go buy, I think it's sharp sand. Sharp sand is the best for sand activity for kids. Buy as many as you can handle, you know. Buy as much as you can handle, sorry. Wash it. Sieve it. When you sieve it, you can get a corner in the house and pour the sand, or you can get a tray and pour the sand. Now, wherever you choose to put your sand will determine the kind of activities you can do with your kids on it. For instance, if you have a corner in the house and secure the sand, you can have your child sit in the sand, and then you are there maybe while reading some stories to the child, or you can practice some throwing. I throw a ball to you, you throw it to me on the sand. Or you can get the child to trace letter A or letter B, or you can have the child say, okay, draw me a car on the sand, draw me this, do this on the sand. Or if you just have it on the tray in the house, of course, there's only a limited activity you can do with the child, with just that little sand on the tray. So you can have them trace. Maybe you can just make the strokes and have the child trace and make their own strokes on the sand, or different patterns, or you can tell them to make circles, trace your own circles on the sand. These are learning activities, trust me, for your kids. Next is the water activity. The water activity. Now, there is a lot to these activities. Each and every activity can actually be expanded into a lot of other, and it will amaze you to know the extent to which these children are actually learning. You are opening up creativity. You are sparking creativity in these children with each and every of these activity. Now, the water activity are of different types. You can choose to put your child into this indoor swimming pools. This what do they call it? I don't know what they are called, but they are indoor swimming pools. They are of sizes to throw your child inside. You can decide to throw in plastic letters or plastic numbers into it. You can decide to do fruits, learning fruits. You can decide to teach the child swimming. All those activities actually spark creativity and actually make the children learn a lot. Instead of getting your children engrossed with the tablets, engrossed with television, these are actually activities that will benefit them better. So thank you so much, guys. Please, in the comment section, let me know if you tried any of these activities and what you have noticed. What do you think about these activities that I have suggested to you? Thank you, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.